Guys, so welcome back to another day of Tales of Foundation Repair. Today we are back in Carrollton. We have to do about 21 piers and we're gonna dig approximately 55 feet of tunneling. So follow me this way. So we're gonna have about 17 piers on the outside around the house, and here we have the first entrance to the tunnels. There's Wahama digging and taking the dirt outside the tunnel. Carmelo is inside. Then we have more holes in here. And on this side we have another entrance to the tunnels as well. So this tunnel is being dug by Moises and Julio. We think it's gonna take us the whole week to finish this job site. Here, the problem we believe is the drastic slope that the house has. As you can see, this is what usually causes the problem. In all of our videos, you can see the drainage issues, inadequate grading, and these sort of big slopes are what causes a lot of issues. So when it's raining a lot over the years, the soil washes away because of the rain, so the house starts settling down. Hey guys, so we're back here in this repair. We're gonna take a look at the progress. Let's see how far the guys are going with the tunnels right now. So here's Moises and Julio. So that's how it looks inside the first tunnel. We have all the holes for the piers dug already. This is the other tunnel. Wahama and Carmelo are working here inside, and yeah, they have a lot of progress. They already dug maybe like 16 feet probably. So it's break time. This is the footing of the house. It's a good footer, probably super heavy, and also could be the reason why it's settling down. But it's gonna help us to adequately lift the house. It has good concrete all around. So that's how it looks beneath the house right now. We're gonna probably get a lot of progress by the end of the day. It's supposed to rain, I hope not. But if we have some rain, hopefully the holes will remain dry. If not, then it's gonna be, again, a lot of fun inside the mud. So here we are again in this repair at this job site in Carrollton. We have a lot of progress with the tunneling. We have to haul more dirt to the landfill. So that's what we've been doing this morning. So it's about 8 a.m. right now. We already load the trailer. We're not gonna go dump it right now. We're gonna continue digging the tunnels. We have a lot of the piers installed. It's taking about 12 feet deep to reach the solid, the load-bearing strata. So the soil is hard in here. It's not too wet. So it's kind of better working like this rather than all the mud. So we thought we were going to have some rain last night, but fortunately for us, it didn't rain. So it is still dry. We're just going to get back to it. Now the next step is going to be start installing the piers. I think we're going to use some steel pipes as well because the soil is very hard. So we're going to see how far it goes. As usual, if it goes 10 feet or less, then we definitely prefer to use a steel pipe rather than concrete, so we can ensure that we don't have to come back. This is how the tunnels look like now. Aquí tengo la puerta por ahí. So everything on the first tunnel is ready. We have the bottle jacks and everything ready. In the meantime, the guys are just finishing installing the piers on the second tunnel, but we're just gonna crawl inside this tunnel first and see how the bottle jacks look like once we install them. So as you can see here in the tunnel, we have the piers, all of them located straight or right directly beneath the footer of the house, the concrete beam. We always need to be very careful because as you can see in here, we have some plumbing, some pipes, drainage and clean water line in here. This is probably just some of the guest bathroom, sink and maybe the toilet right there. So we have the piers. This tunnel is ready to start lifting, but we need to finish on the other one so we can all simultaneously lift to make this house level. Now here on this job site, the concrete piers were only going about 8 to 10 feet deep. Other foundation companies were recommending the same. But remember guys, our price is usually in the middle. There are many companies that will be more expensive than us. Also, some other companies will probably be cheaper. You also need to be very careful with the fly-by-night companies because everyone offers you a warranty, but not everyone honors it. Here, another difference when you hire iFix Construction, when you hire us to do the repair, is that you can see here the concrete, right? But we actually install the steel piers. With no additional cost, we switch from concrete pier to steel pier because the concrete pier, as I mentioned, they were only going about 8 feet deep. So with the steel piers, we reach a total depth of 17 feet deep. So it's about 10 feet deeper than the concrete piers. With that, we ensure that we're really hitting bedrock, not just some hard layer of soil. And we can warranty for sure that the work is not gonna fail. Now, no other company will install steel piers for you when they charge for concrete piers. They will only install whatever they sell you, but with us, it's different. No other company is gonna do the same as us. We'd rather install the steel pier if concrete pier is not going deep enough. The way we consider this is we need to make sure that at least it goes 10 feet deep. If it only goes 10 feet deep or less, then we try to install a steel pipe and see how far down they go. If the steel pipe goes more than 6-7 feet deeper than the concrete pier, then we switch to hybrid pier. It's not fully a steel pier because what we do is we have all the steel pipes that we need pushed into the soil. Then we transition and install just one concrete cylinder on top of the steel pipes and the concrete top cap. The difference of why we do this is that the steel top cap, it kind of wavels too much. We don't like that, honestly. And also, that's very expensive. It's probably like another $150 additional versus the concrete. So this is gonna last forever and it's not gonna go down in the future because we have all the pier made of steel. So these are some of the steel pipes that we're gonna be using inside that tunnel. We have more on the truck. So we have on the tunnel over there approximately 6 piers that we have to install. You can see that we have another like 100 steel pipe in there, 120 steel pipes. So with that, we're gonna make sure that we can install about 14 feet deep on each of the holes. And also we have enough cylinders so we can just use the top cap, one cylinder on top of the steel pipes, and then the top caps, the bottle jacks, and we'll be ready to start leveling. So that's one of the biggest difference when you hire us to do the repair, is that we're gonna do what is right for your house. A lot of companies, when they sell you concrete piers and they only go about 5-6 feet deep, they're super happy because they're gonna make more profit, right? It's just taking a little bit of material, so more money to the pocket. But we don't see it that way. For us, that will be a problem in the future. It usually is more expensive. And if they don't care about that, if they don't mind of the piers failing in the future, then it's probably because they're not willing to come back. So for us, it's worth the investment, to even that it costs us more money if we charge you concrete piers and we install steel piers, so it's a little bit more expense for us, but at least that way we can ensure that you won't have the problem again and we don't have to pay more labor to come and fix it. We're gonna start checking the levels and then we're gonna start lifting the house. We have all of the piers installed. We're just finalizing putting some of the bottle jacks and we're gonna check the level now. We're gonna set up our reference point here. So this house has about 1 inch of drop almost on the front and 2 inches by the front. So we have a reference point. Then as we come towards the front, right here, the house is already sloping about 1 inch. That's negative 1.2 inches. So we have 1.2 inches low in the center. And then on the front of the house, right here, we should have somewhere around like 1.9, maybe 2 inches low. So we have 1.5 minus 1.5. So as you can tell based on the elevations, that's why we are doing piers inside the tunnels, because if we try to lift just on the outside, it's too far from the area that is low on the center. And that's why this house was already fixed in the past. We don't know how long ago, but unfortunately that repair didn't hold. And the reason of that is because they just put the piers on the outside. And by only installing the piers on the outside, the problem is that the front is still too heavy and all of the footers, all of the grade beams beneath the house are pushing down. So they did concrete piers on the outside and they're not holding enough. They're not deep enough like the steel pipes. So that's why this time we're doing steel piers instead of concrete piers. And we also have all of the piers right beneath the center of the house on all of the footers. So we're gonna be able to lift. Now remember that we can't always make everything perfectly zero. As we lift and raise the house, we're gonna look around the house and see if we have damage. If we're getting a lot of damage, then we're gonna stop. And of course, we still warranty that the foundation is not going to continue dropping down. Then if we don't have a lot of damage around the house while we lift, then we're gonna try to achieve a perfect zero.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
So we are done with the leveling. I'm going to show you the new elevations around the house. Also, I'm going to show you that we have barely no damage. Like this house has had some repairs along the years, even that the house was uneven. There were not a lot of cosmetical damage around the entire house. So that's why it took them so long to notice that the foundation was settling down. But even that after they had a lot of repairs done, like renovations around the house, with the foundation being uneven, we can see now that the levels are way better. So here we have our zero, exactly on the same location where we showed you before. We have 0.3. Always the measurements may have some variance, like around ½ inch. We have 0 here. And then on the previous clips, we show you before we lift the house that the front of the house was almost 1.5 inches lower, or about 1.5 inches lower. So we have 0.1, 0.2, 0.5. Just like I said, we may have some differences up to ½ inch, but the good thing is that we don't have any more than that. We had a big difference on this foundation. In total, we had about 3 inches of drop from the back all the way to the front. So along the entire length of the house, our total delta difference was somewhere about like 3.5 inches. Now we can see how the elevations improve a lot. So as I'm showing you, all of our elevations are consistent around 0, 0.5, 0.3. So we'll lift approximately 1.5 to 2 inches. So all of our numbers now are really good. The front of the house was even lower than the center of the house. Now the front of the house is a little bit higher because it may settle down a little bit. I'm double checking measurements all around the foundation just to ensure that it's properly level, just the way we want it. Now, our zero was right here, and this area here was about 1 inch higher. So we have 0.7, which is good. Now, before we did the job, our elevation here was approximately 2 inches higher. And now we only have 0.7, 0.3. So that's a difference of 0.4. It's less than, a little bit less than ½ inch. Here we have 0.3, 0.4. So there you can see how good the elevations are now compared to how it were before. So our biggest difference now is somewhere about, if we have all the way in the back 0.7 higher, 0.7 higher, 0.3, and 0.3, 0.3. So we have about almost half inch of difference on the entire length of the house. So we have approximately, I want to say, yeah, probably like 100 feet all the way from the back, coming all the way to the front. And in the entire 100 feet, we only have a difference of about 0.4. So the elevations are now great. Before lifting the house, it was about a total difference of 3 inches from back to front, and right now we have about half inch. Now, the homeowners were really concerned about having cracks and damage around the house. There are some cosmetic damage, like cracks in there, which is normal because all the framing is moving along the foundation. But what I always take a look at are the doors. So let's see if all the doors work. I will expect that maybe some doors need adjustment. This door is properly working, so that's good. I'm surprised. I honestly told the homeowners that they will need some adjustments on the doors after we lift it. This door is working as well. This door is working as well. This door is working as well. We don't have any damage around the frame on the doors. Here you can see the caulking. Because we lift the house, the framing went up a little bit, so it needs a little bit of fixing here. This is just cosmetic, pretty much. I'm sure that all they're gonna do is add caulking around the baseboard. The homeowner was very worried about having damage on all this tile, but we don't have any crack there. Now, we do have a crack on the floor, which is right here. It's hard to tell probably. Yeah, there you have it. But it's not too bad. The tile didn't crack, so this is just a matter of regrouting. So I'm sure the homeowner is going to be very, very happy after seeing all these results. So we barely have any damage around the house. So I'm very happy because we were able to lift all that much, like I said, 2.5 inches, and barely got any damage. We have another cosmetical cracking there, which needs to be just tape and bed. That's easy, honestly, but the doors, they're all working. Yeah, guys, it's great. It's amazing. All the doors and everything are shutting properly. The levels we achieve are amazing. The front door as well is working. We don't have any damage around the frame. So now, guys, we're gonna go outside again. The guys are shimming the piers in the tunnel, and I don't think we're gonna finish today. We're gonna leave everything shim, and we're gonna start covering the tunnels tomorrow morning. Okay, now, so we're gonna get beneath the house. We're gonna enter the first tunnel that I've been showing you, and we're gonna see how the guys are shimming the piers. I'm also gonna show you how it looks after we lift. So here you can see the gap between the concrete and the soil. That's how much we lift. So you can see how we lift approximately the good 3 inches. And we have that all around the house. Now, it's a very common and frequent question when you guys ask, like, what happens with that void? So the void can be filled. There are services like void filling. I usually don't really recommend them. They're not really needed on foundations like this. Here you can see the size of the beams. It's really, really big. And it has a lot of beams. So the beams are spaced about approximately 10 feet apart from each other. And we have piers located at every 5 to 6 feet under all the grade beams. So because of that, this is now pretty much like those bridges on the highway that are suspended on the air. Like, they're not suspended on the air, they're sitting on the piers. So the same with the house. And the void is not gonna be a problem. Usually the void filling services are needed when the house has no footings and is weak, so the concrete flexes a lot. So with the void and the weak concrete, what happens is that the foundation, the slab, may drop down because of that. But in here, because we have all these footings on all these piers, we don't have to worry about that gap. The house is gonna remain stable for sure. Also remember that we switch. We didn't put the concrete piers, we installed steel pipe, so that helps us ensure that the foundation is not gonna shift anymore. So this is what I was explaining. So all these areas, like here, this is a grade beam. This is the other grade beam. So as you can see on this video, one of the beams comes all the way from the front all the way to the back, and then we have a few beams running across the house from left to right. So as long as we install all the piers right beneath the right beams and no more than 6 feet apart from each other, we're never going to have a problem. Also, we definitely need to make sure that the piers are installed correctly, that they go as far as we can, and that's why we decided to use the steel piers. By pressure, we need to make sure that the shims go tightly between the piers and the concrete beam. And now he's gonna remove the bottle jack. So he is loosening the valve on the bottle jack. Slowly, he's letting the bottle jack go down a little bit, see if it happens. Yeah, it's entirely loose. The house didn't move, not even a 1/10 of an inch. And he's ready to remove the bottle jack. Now he's just gonna set up another cylinder in there. I don't know if he has it in there. So Moyo is going outside the tunnel. He's going outside again to bring us a couple more cylinders so Julio can finish shimming that pier. So now guys, here as you can see, this is how it's gonna look. This is our finished pier. We have the pier. That pier is sitting on top of the steel pipes. Then we have our top cap, we have the spacers, and we have our 2 cylinders. When we have to do any warranty adjustment, what we do is we have to remove all of this. Then we access to the last of the pier that we see in there. Then we test it with a hydraulic pump. What we mean with test it is we're gonna try to push it deeper into the soil, see if it can go any further. And I mean, we need to make sure why it failed, and we need to make sure that it won't fail ever again. I'm gonna go get some of the cylinders for Julio.
Ya se sintió el ventazo.
So now guys, that he has all the cylinders he needs, he has to cut that cylinder. Sorry guys, we missed it. The camera got too hot and it turned itself off. So you can imagine that here inside the tunnel is really hot. Julio is finished cutting the pier. He's just finishing shimming the last one. So all of the piers in this tunnel are ready. Now we can take all of our tools outside the tunnel and we're gonna be ready to start covering tomorrow. So here you see all the gap that I was talking about. So we have this all around the areas where we lift. The camera got too hot. It just shut off itself and I couldn't use it anymore until right now. So all the guys left already. I'm just gonna show you real quick on the outside. These are all of the bottle jacks that we were using. All of the piers are already shimmed. All we have left to do is start covering the tunnels. So we're gonna start doing that tomorrow morning. We're hoping we can finish same tomorrow, but it's a lot of dirt. You can see all these big piles of dirt. Backfilling the tunnels and the holes is always faster, way faster than the excavation process. Yeah guys, sorry that I couldn't show you how we shim all of the piers, but I will show you all of the piers already shim, how they look when they're finished, and I'm gonna show you the progress while we backfill the tunnels and how the house looks after we finish everything. So we're back at the job site. The guys arrived here very early, somewhere around 6:30 a.m. They have a lot of progress already, and we're gonna walk around the job site. So that's how it looks so far. The second tunnel that we do, it's almost all covered up. We have a lot of progress, so I think we're really gonna make it by 3 p.m. So right now we are in lunchtime and we have a lot of progress, so we are almost done with entire work. So the two tunnels are pretty much like backfill already. Right now what we need to do is just finish up like clearing the dirt. Also we need to properly grade the soil around the foundation. There's a bunch of bottles of water and stuff that we need to clean up. And also, of course, we're gonna have to take another load of dirt to the dumpster. So let's take a look at the job site right now. So a big difference here, the piles of dirt are almost gone. The guys are just resting right now. So we're almost finished. We've been working on this repair for pretty much 5 days. Today is the 5th day. So the big piles of dirt are gone. We're just taking a quick nap before we get back to work. The dirt is already all the way there. The plumber already came here. He did the hydrostatic test and camera inspection. So there's a problem on the clean out. This problem is not related to the foundation work. The foundation, the lifting of the house didn't cause any problem at all on the sewer system or the water lines. But the clean out has a breakage around here. So we're gonna have to excavate the clean out, and the plumber is gonna be back maybe in 2 hours to replace the clean out. So I hope you enjoy our content, and if you have any questions, please let us know in the comments. If you like our videos, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and like I said, send us a message. You can always visit our website ifixconstruction.com, where you can watch a lot of videos and information about our work. I'm always going to be happy to answer any doubt you may have.